Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, it's looking real good. Real good, guys. Bitcoin is making moves. It just pumped above its local resistance. Can it hold? Maybe. Let's discuss. And also Ethereum, if you haven't noticed, is pumping. Pumping hard. Closing in at 1900 right before its big merge. So also, let's take a look at Ethereum and what it's going to do. All right. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media. Check out CryptosRUs.com. And, of course, check out my brand new channels. Good morning, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon. Wherever you may be, it doesn't matter what time zone. Things are looking fantastic right now. You can see Bitcoin just before, literally minutes before I started the stream, pumped above this local resistance, this 24.2, which it has not been able to do for a while. Last time was back over here, right over here a little bit. That was end of July. We had a little bit over here also in July. So let's see if Bitcoin can hold above this important resistance. And if so, and we could build upon this, get ready. I've been talking about this a lot. I mean, there's a lot of white space, empty space above, right? So can we see Bitcoin go right back up to 27, 28, 29? Yeah, it could be right around the corner. We're definitely seeing momentum come in. And it's not just Bitcoin. You guys may have noticed, look at this. Ethereum is closing in at 1900 right now. Almost right back to 2000, right? You can take a look at that. That's almost like a V-shaped recovery, right? Kind of. And if Ethereum keeps going well, then the next level is like 2,500 to 3,000, right? Big, big swing. So let's talk about these two and what's really driving them and what's driving the market right now. Well, obviously this morning I talked about, wow, look at this. Trump took Fifth Amendment more than 440 times. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. Okay, off topic. But this morning, of course, I covered about the big CPI data reveal, which showed inflation moving downwards, right? I told you guys I kind of anticipated that. We already saw it with energy and gas prices going down in July, right? So now people are feeling better, a little bit less hesitant in terms of putting money back in to the market. So U.S. markets obviously did very well today. And of course, Bitcoin and crypto also seeing people come in, right? And that's what we want to see. So we do have a little bit of a relief. Inflationary pressures is giving citizens, people around the world, a little bit of breathing room. Although I take that back. The CPI data was actually just for U.S. So if you're in the UK, you're wherever else, I mean, this data doesn't really help you. But it is helping the U.S. at least, right? So some of the inflationary pressures being lifted, making people feel a little bit better. They're jumping in, right? And that's why things are moving up. And even look at this. China's factory inflation hit 17-month low. So even when it comes to commodities and also supply chain also improving. And these are what we want to improve. That will definitely help inflation, right? And help it come down. So these are all fantastic things. Really great things that's happening right now, right? So can this definitely continue? Hopefully. Some people still don't believe it. Still think that this is all fake. All the data is fake. Everything's fake, right? And things could get worse. There's a possibility. There's definitely a possibility. But with oil coming down, with energy coming down, with supply chain improving, right? These are factors that definitely are helping the situation right now, right? So we will see. Next month, we'll get a reading again. And if it improves, well, that would be pretty much confirmation that we have peaked for inflation and we are coming down from it. And whatever Powell's doing is actually working, at least in the US. I can't speak for any other country out there. All right, so these things obviously drove markets up. Wow, look at this. While I'm talking, Ethereum is above 1900, 1914. And look at Bitcoin, 24.5. Things are looking good, real good, real good right now. All right, moving on. What else is there? Well, we have Franklin Templeton. They are a global investment firm with over $1.5 trillion worth of assets. So they're a big institution. Myself, never personally heard of them, but their CEO, Jenny Johnson, says Bitcoin is the best distraction right now, right? With everything that's going on around the world, macro stuff, all the headwinds, all the inflation, the best distraction and the best decision for anyone is Bitcoin. Can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. All right, what else is going on? Coinbase faces more pressure from Gary Gensler. They received subpoenas over crypto yield and staking products, right? Coinbase, yeah, I mean, they didn't really offer it. They wanted to, and then they shut it down because the SEC told them not to do it. So it's kind of surprising that they're doing this, right? So again, SEC and Gary, they don't want to lose control, basically. They just continue to push and push and push and push and push until they get what they want, until they're shut down, right? So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I think Coinbase overall, I've been talking a lot about them recently, right? Under pressure, had a horrible quarter, but the good news is BlackRock is utilizing them to get more institutions in, right? But they're still facing this SEC probe. So there's a lot of going on with Coinbase, okay? I do think they're going to come out of it. They're going to be stronger than ever when they do. But in the meantime, may it hurt them a little bit during all this that's going on. But they are still one of the biggest exchanges out there, especially in the U.S. I think they will get through this. All right, now speaking of another exchange, Sam Bankman-Fried, it turns out his relationship with Voyager was much more than people thought. At one point in time, it turned out that his Alameda research company borrowed $1.6 billion from Voyager. 1.6. And because they didn't want to be known as one of the primary holders of Voyager, they actually sold off their stock. They sold off a lot of their stock so that the Canadian regulators don't have to investigate Alameda Research. That's a little shady. But this relationship between the two is much more than people anticipated. So Voyager's rise up and downfall, basically, you could say that Sam Bankman-Fried had a hand in both. Okay, and then that huge $500 million loan they were going to give to Voyager, the reason why Voyager didn't take it and went and declared bankruptcy instead was because one of the stipulations was you can't take out more than $75 million per month or first month, something like that. So Voyager's like, that's not enough. We need all $500 million, and they couldn't get it. That's why they declared bankruptcy. So anyways, it's a really convoluted relationship that's starting to come out during this bankruptcy hearing. So just thought I'd throw that out there. All right. Now moving back on Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Good stuff. This is from Plan B, showing Bitcoin bouncing off its 200 weekly moving average. And if you're looking at the dots, we're basically essentially coming off a bottom. That's what it's showing, right? You look at previous times when Bitcoin fell down, right? The next phase recovery is that kind of like teal color, kind of like what's behind me right now. Then it turns into green, then it turns into red. You know, you get the drift, right? And right now we're definitely bouncing off the bottom, which is what we want, right? We're seeing that reversal. So things are looking pretty good so far. And of course, The number of addresses, I've been showing you guys this. The number of addresses are holding 0.11, whatever. This one is 10. Not at all-time high, but it's definitely rising, a 17-month high. But if you're looking at 1, 0.1, 0.01, all at all-time highs. So it's not, Bitcoin is not just being held right now. It's definitely being stocked. People are stacking sats. That's what we want to see. All right. Now, what about Ethereum? Ethereum is getting ready. Right now, like I said, Ethereum is pumping up above 1,900. If it continues going, we're going to see 2,000 Ethereum in no time. And keep this in mind, Ethereum fell down to $877 recently, right? So we're talking about more than double within just a couple months, right? So it's definitely getting hot and could get hotter, right? And this week, there is a big testnet merge. Go early. I think that's how you say it. Go early. Go early. Go early. I think it's go early, right? Go early. It's a play on word. I think that's what it is. But anyways, this is the testnet merge, which, you know, it's never been done on this kind of this big of a chain that's this widely used. But this is just a testnet merge. And if this is successful, and this will happen this week, sometime between today and Friday, depending on the block, how fast the block is found. But anyways, if this is successful, that means the real thing will happen next month in September, right? So this is why so many people are excited. I've been talking a lot about Ethereum recently. I've been telling you guys the biggest near-term benefit from moving to proof of stake is that the issuance of ETH drops by 90%. 90%. Okay? I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but if you look at how much ETH is being released into the market right now, it will drop to 1/10 of that after moving to proof of stake. And because of the burning and because Ethereum is rising up again because the market's getting hotter, Ethereum essentially becomes deflationary after the move, right? So that's a tremendous thing. And that is why there are whales that are loading up on ETH, $2 billion worth of ETH, right? People are FOMOing and stocking up on ETH before the merge, right? You still have time. The merge for you know, the testnet is now, but, you know, think about the actual merge, which is coming next month, right? So Ethereum is definitely moving in the right direction. Again, I've told you guys the naysayers, the ones that like to make fun of Ethereum, saying it's so slow, it can't ever scale, all that stuff. Well, there's definitely still moving in the right direction for sure, and there's many people that believe in them. And all these charts I've been showing you guys and fundamentals of BTC, well, fundamentals of Ethereum is still going higher. ETH, the number of non-zero addresses, so any address that's holding just even a little amount of Ether has just reached a new all-time high, 85 million, right? And it continues. It's just like nonstop going up, right? Just like Bitcoin. So definitely a lot of people coming into Ethereum right now. And of course, from a TA perspective, many people are looking at some of the indicators. This happens to be on the weekly. You see on the weekly, the MACD is crossing over to the bullish side. That is fantastic. RSI, which was dirt low just a month ago, starting to come up and breaking through this trend line, right? So if it continues and the merge is successful, right, breaking above 2,000 and heading towards 3,000 could be right around the corner for Ethereum. So these are fantastic things to look forward to. All right, now besides Ethereum, of course, there's other projects that are doing good. Polygon, which happens to be a layer 2 for Ethereum, keeps on growing. It is forming a big partnership with Alchemy. And now, in total, they have 37,000 dApps. So even though Polygon is a layer 2, I really think of them almost like a layer 1 because their dApps keeps growing and the number of NFT projects are growing. And they are really setting themselves up to do great things in the future. So Polygon is definitely moving forward in a good way. Near, also another popular L1, pumps up after being listed on Coinbase. So they're kind of like a mini Solana, kind of. Very well backed by VCs, but also a proof of stake chain, very fast, has a growing DeFi ecosystem, right? So they're moving in the right direction. And finally, Ripple may be buying Celsius. I don't know why, but they're actually interested in buying Celsius. Maybe not the company, but at least their assets. Well, it makes sense. If you could buy the Celsius assets, which is over $1 billion, if you could buy it for pennies on a dollar, why would you not want to, right? But it's interesting that Ripple is looking to buy assets which mostly are non-XRP, right? So the coins all over, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that stuff. So it's kind of interesting that Ripple is considering this, right? And this reminds me of this video right here.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.
I don't know why. It reminds me of that video, so I thought I'd show you guys. I haven't played that educational video for a while, so there you go. All right, that's pretty much it. Overall, today is a pretty darn good day. And you know what? Since it is Wednesday, that means it's DCA day. So I brought on my portfolio that I built with you guys for this has been over a year now. I think the end of June, early July, right? Been DCAing $100 every single week with you guys. Up 7% in the last 24 hours. Last week, about 10%. Last month, about 45%. But overall, still down. But that's okay. I've been telling you guys, right? It's starting to recover. And I'm going to show you the power of DCA. At its worst, right, when Bitcoin's down to 17,000, this was like negative 54, 55%. Then weeks, then it started coming up. Negative 52%, negative 40%. Now it's at negative 33%. And if we keep going, next week, probably negative 20%. And then in a few more weeks and maybe a few more months by the end of the year, we'll be in green, right? That's the whole point of DCA. You take the guessing out of it. You continue to dollar cost average into what you like or what you hold. Bring the cost average down so when the market recovers, you will be in the green, right? So this week I thought about it. And I think it's pretty obvious. I think there's a lot of excitement over Ethereum. And I think in this portfolio, I'm too underweight. Not enough of Ethereum. So this week, I'm just going to go $100 in Ethereum. Because if you look at this, I definitely have a lot in Bitcoin, right? But too underweight in Ethereum. So I'm just going to put $100 into Ethereum. Nice and easy. Should not... Let's see, how much is that? So $100 divided by 1902, so about 0.0525. All right, there you go. Starting to get exciting. This number is starting to go down quite dramatically. So let's see what it is next Wednesday. Could be in the 20%, right? And it's starting to come up really fast. But anyways, like I said, this is the power of DCA. Over time, you really can't lose with this strategy, and I will prove it to you guys. All right, that is it. Hey, Bitcoin is still holding at 24.4. That's pretty good. And Ethereum is still at 1,900. Well, a little bit below 1,900. But let's see where things end up tonight and later this week. All right, let's do some Q&A. Aussie Afghan says, I've been saying this for months now. SBF and FTX needs to be subpoenaed. I can guarantee a lot more shady stuff going on. Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know about shady, but yeah, maybe. Let's just say gray area. But this relationship between them and Voyager was much more encompassing than people thought or realized, or what SBF wanted people to know, right? So it's definitely, it's definitely interesting. And it makes you wonder if, if their relationship with anyone else is just as convoluted. Just don't know. Am I the top G of Cryptoverse? Well, just by default, because my name is George, I would say so. But I'll let you guys decide. BlackRock will pump this to ridiculous levels. I don't disagree. I've said BlackRock over the years, going all the way back to 2017, been hinting that they're going to enter the space. And they finally said, yes, we're in it, right? So that means they've been pulling the strings and have been accumulating over the years, and they are ready to make some serious money, right? So I think BlackRock could definitely be pulling a lot of money. With this next run up, the amount of FOMO will be unlike anything we have ever seen in this space. In 2017, there was a lot of FOMO. 2021, even more FOMO. The next ride upwards could be next 2023, right? Or 2024, that's after the next halving event. When we're having that parabolic run once again, man, that FOMO will be insane, unlike anything we have ever experienced. But in the meantime, before we get to that crazy FOMO, I think we'll see a good recovery. Rich G, appreciate it, man. Appreciate your support. Zach, December 31st, Bitcoin 50,000, ETH 6,000. Those are good solid numbers. I think a little bit too high, but it could happen. Could happen. Phantom has the best fundamentals. I don't know about that. That's. I think you're getting carried away a little bit over with that statement, but okay. Fear and Greed Index jumped to 41. I have not checked that for a while. Greedy Index. Man, if I could type here. Let's see. So we're in fear. We're not neutral yet, right? We're still in fear, but better, lower level of fear than yesterday or last week or last month. People are feeling better. That's great. That's great. Man, I really want to see Bitcoin hold above, right? Bitcoin has tried a couple times. Couldn't hold above this 24.2 mark. We're above it right now, right? If we could hold above, utilize this support, bounce off, and keep going for the remainder of this week, going into this weekend, we could see some really positive movement. So let's see if it does. How is that index actually calculated? Well, if you look at it, some of it is outdated, but it looks at volatility, market volume, social media, surveys, which they pause, dominance, and trends, right? But you got to realize dominance, you can't really look at Bitcoin dominance. You can't look at it the same way as before. And social media, I bet a lot of it is on Twitter, and Twitter is full of bots, so you got to take this with a grain of salt. But overall, if you stick with it and you're consistent with it, then, you can use it as a gauge. Jalamas, I know I'm right, man. But appreciate the support. Can you talk about potential of Matic? I've been talking a lot about Matic, man. Even today, even the number of dApps is just growing. And their NFT marketplaces are still growing as well. So in my mind, Matic almost has become like an L1. Their ecosystem is vast. So they have a lot of potential. Top 10 potential. Eventually, yeah, top 10. I could see that happen. Loving the ETH news. Thanks for the content from America to Japan. Appreciate it, man. I bet Gary is looking at markets like, yeah. Would you sell your TSLA for a Bitcoin? I got A boatload of it is what you're saying. I don't know. Tesla's going through a 3-for-1 split. So Elon did sell off $7 billion worth of stock. So it did bring it down a little bit last Friday and Monday, but now it's recovering. I think overall split will be good for Tesla. So I don't know. If you don't have any Bitcoin, you know, you should probably diversify a little bit and get some Bitcoin. But I think, you know, there's not many stocks I would own, but Tesla is one of them. So let's just put it that way. Stock splits are gimmicks, but they work. they do work, especially when markets are recovering. What about BNB? I like BNB. I talk about BNB a lot. So Binance, can't understate how big they are. And CZ seems like he knows what he's doing. Looking at overall market cap, we're at 1.15 trillion. That is fantastic. But Bitcoin dominance continues to go down 40.1%. We may see sub 40% if altcoins like Ethereum continue to rise up. Ethereum up 12% today. That's pretty damn good. Solana up 8%. That's good. Polkadot up almost 11%. Oh, now it's updated. Now it's a little bit lower, but still. Polkadot 10%. Solana 8%. Uniswap up 12%. Today's a really good day. Near Protocol up. I mentioned about them being listed on Coinbase. Cosmos, which is another one I like, 10%. A lot of VeChain, almost 12% today. VeChain making moves. So that's good. Aave. I've been telling you guys, don't ignore DeFi. DeFi is starting to pick up. Aave up 15%. That's good. Not bad. If XRP flips ETH, it'll also flip Bitcoin. All right, let's not get carried away here. Although I will admit that XRP at one point in time flipped Bitcoin. Back in 2017, 2018, when it flew up to like $3.77, at one point in time, for just a few hours, it flipped above Bitcoin in terms of market cap. So, can it happen? Yes, it has happened before. Is it likely to happen again and stay that way? No. Unless I play more of my educational video. If I decide to play that every single stream, twice a day, maybe it'll convince enough people to go all in on XRP. Steven Young, thank you. ETH triple halving price prediction. I don't know. I don't know what it'll be after the halving, but I do know there are a lot of people stocking up right now. Ethereum, there are times where Ethereum gets really hot, really, really hot, and then it cools down. But right now is one of those times. A lot of excitement over this move to proof of stake, this merge. This is a big transformation for them, right? Even though there's a lot of scrutiny out there, but people are banking on the fact that it's going to pretty much become deflationary. It's definitely going to help ETH holders, right? So it could definitely go much higher. Steven, no, I am not. Why is VeChain still on Coinbase? I don't know. Coinbase selections are a little, I don't know. I don't know who makes their selection. You think Polkadot is strong? I think Polkadot is okay. Not a lot of people talk about Polkadot. Phantom will break all-time high this year. I don't know where. I forgot how high Phantom was. Could it happen? I don't know. To break through all-time high this year is going to be kind of tough. Bitcoin is still at 24.3. Ethereum at 1878. Near was added to Coinbase. Oh no, I'm sorry. To his roadmap. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I thought they already added them. No, it's adding into their roadmap, which means it will come. So that's why it kind of pre-pumped before it. That was kind of weird thing to say. Cadena master race proof of work is proven. Yes. One of the things that drawn me to Cadena was the tech. It's proof of work. It uses Bitcoin consensus, but it has formed a chain web. I think that's their terminology. So that they combine like 27 chains together that can talk to each other. And because of it, they can scale infinitely while still using the Bitcoin consensus mechanism, which is very secure. So that to me is pretty brilliant. They have figured that out. Do I know anyone that bought Shiba in 2020? No. I don't think it was even out in 2020. I think it came out in 2021. Even I bought Shiba early, but not that early. I did get in and I sold out. And unfortunately, in hindsight, I sold too early. Why is no one paying attention to Quant as it done 152%? Because no one knows what Quant is doing. Quant is a B2B project. It's not a B2C project. So they help businesses get involved with blockchains. They help them, consult them. They do private chains too. Their inner ledger or over ledger is all about, getting business involved, helping them tokenize things, all that. But it's all for business, so it's not really meant for consumers. So that's why I don't think anyone really concentrates on them, and I don't. I've always been neutral with Quant. Jarrett, appreciate it. You like the pre-pump. Come on, we got to hold here. Let's see. We held here once. Let's see if we can hold here and break above. That's what we need. We need Bitcoin to form a new local high. That's what we want to see. But what is the futures market tomorrow? Tomorrow's looking green, so that could definitely help. And for those of you guys that are trading stocks, Disney looks unstoppable right now with their streaming service. Although the three combined, Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN, they lost over $1 billion. Yet they're rallying because they added so many subscribers. So it's like a loss leader right now for them. But yeah, they're setting themselves up. Opinions on a UK failing economy? Well, I've been covering a little bit of that recently, and I don't know what to say. UK definitely seem like they're worse off than the US. Their inflation is higher. Doesn't seem like they're raising rates nearly as much to try to combat inflation. So their energy price is still going up. I mean, obviously they're more affected by the war. People are telling me that it's pretty bad. Food has gone up tremendously. Same thing with gas, with everything, living expenses. So I don't know what to say. The pound has been losing against the dollar and the euro too. So I don't quite know. You guys tell me. How is UK trying to fix things? I don't hear much about UK news. Zach, it's okay. Not everyone needs to send a super chat, but I appreciate yours. Do you remember the excitement when Bitcoin first hit 10K? That was before I was streaming, I think. That was 2017. And I don't remember. I just remember that things were moving really quick toward the end of 2017. So after we broke 10K, we went from 6K to 20K immediately. So it was moving really fast. It's hot as F in UK right now. Well, that's interesting. It's actually cooled down where I am. Wait till it hits 100K. You know, 100K is going to be so big. Psychologically, just think about it. Hitting 100K for Bitcoin, that's crazy. But, you know, if you putting things into perspective, it's only 4x from here, right? So it's not like 400x. It's only 4x from here to get 100K. And keep in mind, we were at 70K already. So from 70K to 100K, that's chump change. That'll happen. That could happen in a week or 2 weeks or even a month, right? But the main thing is, well, what happens after 100K? Do we go to 150, 200, 250 like some people predicted before, right? That'll be the interesting thing. And I do think over time, yes, we will definitely see much higher Bitcoin than 100K. 250K, I think, is a real possibility. If global adoption continues and everyone embraces Bitcoin because of distrust in the governments and fiats around the world, right? And they want to take control of their own money, 8 billion people gets in, you know, Bitcoin could be well above 1 million then. How much ETH have you staked on Coinbase? 0. First of all, I'm not allowed on Coinbase. They banned me years ago. They never told me why, so I can't even use Coinbase. So your answer is 0. Oh, speaking of leverage, I don't know if I don't have my import. I don't have my bookmarks with me here. This is a new computer, but I did want to check. Curious about how much shorts were liquidated recently, what kind of short squeeze we had, and what we can expect. But right now it's looking good. So you can see we bounced off of here again, climbing up. Whew. Tonight, tomorrow will be interesting. If we could build off of here and continue forward, we could see 27, 28, 29K right around the corner. And then things will get much more exciting. Much more exciting. I'm telling you, Coinbase doesn't tell you when they ban you. They just tell you got banned. And it doesn't matter how many emails you write, they will not tell you why you got banned. So I got banned years ago. I had an account set up since 2014. Logged in 2017, they're like, oh, you're banned. No explanation. Not one. And every time I try to open a new one, do KYC, boom, instant ban. So, yeah. Vet or Atom, I have both. They have their advantages. Atom, I think they were brought down by Terra because Terra was in their ecosystem. They have a lot of chains. They're light on DeFi, light on bridges, you know, so they're still kind of building it out, right? Vet is already working. They are a working chain. A lot of enterprise companies use them, but they don't have a lot of Western exposure, which they're trying to build up right now by moving to Europe and trying to get into DeFi with their own stable coins. So they both have their advantages. No, the good thing about Coinbase is when they do ban you, they allow you to withdraw. So they'll say, oh, quickly withdraw. So they won't just like keep your crypto, right? So that's the good thing about them. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Overall, it's a fantastic day. Can't ask for a better day. We got great inflation numbers in the U.S., right? Things are turning around, so it seems. We have to wait a little bit longer to get confirmation, but things are off to a good start. Crypto has been rallying already, has been rallying off the bottom. Ethereum is definitely moving in the right direction, and so is Bitcoin and many others. So things are starting to get exciting. That's why I told you guys, have patience, focus on the future, and we'll get through this together. All right? So smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Oh, by the way, let me show this real quick.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.